Hello everybody, Iain Robson here. Welcome back to Counterline. Alright, so today we got a little bit of a harvest going on. Got the combine ready. It's just warming up, as you can probably hear in the background there. And it's ready to go. As you recall, this is the 7.6 meter header, I believe. And we're working on field 10. Let's just double check to see if field 10 is fully fertilized. I don't think it is. Oh, it is, mostly. That's fine. We'll go with that. Basically what happened was, I think what's happened here is that I have part of it got fertilized, part of it didn't get fertilized, obviously, so I don't know how, but we're gonna leave it for the time being, so let's see how it goes. Anyways, let's get started. So we're gonna start from the outside, do a couple headlands here. I've already got a courseplay worker working away here, unloading in this context. And as you can see, we have the chop straw mod for this map as well, which is really nice, because basically what happens is, with the chop straw mod, as you drop chaff in this context and you cultivate it under, you actually get one state of fertilization, which is really nice actually. I'm really happy they incorporated that. So what you can do is you can fertilize a field, cultivate it under, and then depending what seeder you have, you can use your seeder, and that will give you the last stage of fertilization. So it's only like 2 passes as opposed to like 3, so it's kind of nice. It's kind of nice the way that works. So what's the other thing that would do the same thing? I guess the manure mod would do something similar. So if you put manure down, that'll be 1 state of fertilization, and then if you cultivate it under, that would be 2 states of fertilization. So it's kind of one of the neat things about it. I really like it. This field is actually a bit bigger than I remember. I thought it was. So it's one of those funny things, when you have smaller equipment, everything just seems that much bigger. But it's always fun to mess around with some of these. I guess it's like medium-sized equipment. Like in reality, this is a pretty big combine, and I don't think you would really upgrade. Like I only have 3 fields here, so I don't know how many acres it is in the long run. But if I were to actually kind of guess, probably isn't that many. You probably wouldn't need a huge combine, but because this is a video game, you kind of you make exceptions. Oh, I'm missing bits there. You make exceptions like that because it's like, well, we'll just, you know, get the biggest combine and then go from there, basically. So it's kind of funny the way it works. And like I said, I already have a courseplay driver on the unload already. He is set up to unload this combine basically already. So, and once we get that started, then it probably will take a while, honestly, because I think it's set to, I want to say 80%, or maybe no, not 80%, maybe it's 50 or 60% is what it's set to before he starts making his way this way, I should say. So yeah, you can adjust that too if you want to make it higher or lower if you'd like. Sometimes I'll actually set the state lower depending how big the field is, because sometimes when you have a bigger field, sometimes it'll be like, you know, you'll go from, you know, 50 to 100% pretty quickly by the time the actual tractor gets to where you are. So it's kind of funny the way that works sometimes, but well. You have to kind of have to pick and choose what works best for you in your case. So like a lot of times I will set it just low, just in general, just because it'll just take a while. Like even here where I am right now, like it'll probably take a while for the tractor to get to me. So he's at the, if you can see right here on the mini map, he's actually in the top corner up there. So like if I actually request him, let's see how long it takes to get here. So even though I'm not using courseplay to drive this combine, I can still use the courseplay menu to request a driver, as you can see right there. And he's making his way over here. Now, if you recall, I do have the crop destruction off. At least I should. That'll be interesting if I don't, because he's gonna drive straight through the field, which is the reason why I have it off in the first place. Because courseplay drivers will drive in the middle of the field. It used to be with the crop destruction module, used to be part of drive control, and what you used to be able to do with it is when you had a hired worker or when you had courseplay it would disable that particular module, which is kind of neat. So it was kind of a neat little function that they added there. Alright, let's make this turn here. I don't know where that tractor is. Somewhere behind me. Alright. There we go. I don't know if that tractor's going to have enough space to get in beside me there. Once we get past the fence, it should be okay. And he's probably run into the fence already. Yeah. See? This is why the headlands are important too. And I don't believe he will decide to back up. Well, he might. Let's just fix him right there real quick. Well, that's the courseplay for you. Sometimes it'll work perfectly fine, sometimes it'll decide to run into a fence. There we go. Continue on our way here at 69%, so that's probably just as well I end up calling the driver over. There we go. And he's already set, like I said, to unload. He's just going to go directly to the bin. I don't even know, that trailer's I think it's 8,000 liters, something like that. So in reality, I think it might actually fill that trailer up. Just about 56%. Okay, yeah, it'll be close. He might actually just go and unload right away. 77%. Might. It's pretty close. Usually with the, oh no, 82%. Yeah, he'll probably just go unload then, depending how you had the settings. If you say, I think it's drive on at 80, he'll just go unload. So there he's coming up behind me, so he's gonna just get out of the way. That's how they have it set up. Now I have version, the dev version 5.01.00145. So it's the latest version, well, latest version from the last time I downloaded it, which was a couple days ago, so. I don't upgrade too often. If I find the version works properly without any problems, I usually stick to it for a bit. Unless I see something really significant change. Like the reason why I picked up this version was because the Big Bud DLC came out not too long ago. And because the Big Bud DLC came out, I decided to update to the latest version of courseplay because there were some issues that people noted with it. So that's the reason why I just left it in there. Or I got the new version, I should say. Whoa. Let's not miss that much, jeez. There we go. I don't know what's going on there. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? We should probably raise that reel a little bit. Oh, that is raised. This is raised as high as it's gonna go, apparently. I thought it would go a bit higher than that. These beans look kind of high for that. As far as I know, the reels basically just helps guide the beans or whatever you're harvesting into the actual combine itself, or the cutters, I guess I should say, just to make sure it goes in the right direction. Because if you cut it, it may fall forward, and then you may not get the material you want out of it, right? So that's the idea behind it, at least as far as I understand it. I'm not an expert though, as I have said many times before, but that's what I know about it. So it's basically just to help keep the material going into the combine and make sure it doesn't fall on the wrong side, basically. Oh, I missed a little bits there. Just little bits. It's not too bad. You're always going to miss little bits around the edge, because if the problem here is in reality, if you were actually to like go on the side like this, let's say, with the combine and get like right on the grass side there, you'd be cutting grass too, and you probably get some green material in your combine, which isn't good at all. So you're probably better to miss little bits on the edge and not get the grass, because if you start getting grass and green material into your combine, it can stain all of the beans, and then you can actually lose money because of that too, because they are not a high quality bean. But in farm sim, it makes no difference at all. They don't even take that into consideration, basically. So you can just set it up and just go for it. Alright. Coming up on headland number 1. I don't know if we actually need more than one headland here. Maybe. Maybe. It's, I probably could do 2, just be on the safe side, honestly. But I don't know if it's necessary. Maybe. Maybe not. Because they kind of already give you a headland around this, on this map. A lot of these fields, so I don't know if it's actually necessary in the end or not. There we go. And headland, no headland. I don't think we. Maybe we'll do a second one just for just to make sure there's enough space. We don't really need to, like I said. So let's. Oh, the driver's already on his way, basically. Put the pipe out. Now we can just leave the pipe out. I don't know. Some people like to keep the pipe in. Some people like to leave the pipe out. I'd always leave the pipe out. I just don't care. And just makes it a bit easier. A bit easier for me because I don't have to think about it. Sometimes, though, the funny thing is when you're driving with a courseplay driver and he's like following you, and so you're out unloading, you're like, "What's going on here? There's something wrong here." And it's because you didn't put the pipe out. But if I'm driving like this inside the cab, I can't see the pipe all the time. And I don't know if there's actually a little indication to say where the pipe actually is. But no, I don't think so. But it is kind of funny when it happens. You're like, what's going on here? Alright, there's our Ford. That'll definitely fill up that trailer now. 9-9, there it goes. It's gonna peel away there. Let's see how it manages that. It's gonna go to the first waypoint. Okay, not too bad in the end. I thought it was gonna be a little bit worse than that, but in the end it actually wasn't too bad at all. It's funny, I guess I was playing ETS the other day and I keep wanting to press like the buttons I have for like 1 and 2, or the buttons I have for like in-cab and exterior cab, but I really don't need to do that at all, which is kind of funny. So, also apparently when I recorded the course for the unload driver, I made it so it's I don't know why, but I decided to make it a scenic route on the way back, so it does like a fairly long loop in order to get back to where it needs to be, which is just kind of funny. But I don't know, I just decided to do it. I'll show you when he gets to the unload spot. I'll show you how far he ended up going. It was pretty funny. I just, for some reason, I just followed the road, and the road was like going like way off away from the field, but and in the end it was fine. Alright, here we go. So here's the those settings I was talking about. So you can adjust where is it here? Here we go. You can adjust where it starts at, so I'm going to lower this to 35, and you can drive on at 90%. So, or you can lower that so it drives on at 50 or 60%, whatever. There we go. So here's the beginning of this random side thing. So I was like, okay, I'll just drive through. I'm like, alright, so we have to turn left here. And now, basically what it does is it goes like up here, and then it goes all along this little red path here. Oh no, this one doesn't do it. It goes through the yard and then goes on the red path over here, I think, and then goes all the way down still. I went past the fuel trigger, so if you ever want to fuel up your tractors on the route, they'll stop here, although if they need to be fueled, they'll stop and get fueled up and then continue. And I believe there is a setting for that somewhere here too. I don't know where, so what one is. I think, yeah, fuel save option activated, or you can have it so it is always fuels, or yeah, here it is. Refuel at gas stations, so you can say always if you're below 20%. I just leave it at always, so they're always topped up. But the fuel save option, I believe, is when your tractors turn off. So here's that random route I was talking about. So I'm going all the way to over here now. So, and then it goes up here and it goes down around there. I don't know. It just seemed like the right thing to do. because I don't know why. Just seemed like the best thing to do for some reason. So anyhow, so we haven't got any cows yet, and somebody said that they couldn't find how to, I think it was put the straw down for the cows or water the cows, one of those two. So if you know how to do that for this map, leave a comment below. I'm sure that person would appreciate your answer to that question. I'm going to look into it when I get some cows. Right now we have $40,000, and one of the things I want to get, is probably not necessary, but is a vehicle adjustment station, because I want to be able to put narrow tires on things sometimes, or wide tires, or a front loader attachment, for example. And right now, I don't have that capability at all, I realized. I thought there might be a shop on the farm somewhere, I just haven't found it yet. That is entirely possible as well, so I just have not located it. So, anyways. So what we'll do within this field, when we're done this field, we'll fertilize, and then we'll cultivate the chaff under, so that'll bring it up to 2 states of fertilization. And I think the seeders we have, do they fertilize? No, they don't fertilize, so I'll have to fertilize after seeding as well. So it's one of the shames, but that's the way it goes. So if you ever don't want your driver to do the same thing it did before, like run into that fence, what you can do is actually you can start and stop your driver. So let's say I just stopped him there so he wouldn't run into the fence, but now if I start him again, he's going to continue following me here. That's one of the things you can do just to kind of avoid having to run into issues with the driver running into the fence or anything like that, if it's a sharp turn. So like now that now that I've started him again, he's fine, but if I had left him to his ways, he would have run into the fence, I'm sure of it. And that's one of the reasons why I put the second headland in there, so. There we go. I do like that tractor, it has a good look to it. It's so strange using this small little trailer like this. I don't think, I have to double check, but there may have been a gravity wagon. I think there may have been one out. I know there was one out for 15, it was the J&M gravity carts, which were kind of nice. But I don't think there was one for 17. There might be. I have to double check. Oh, that trailer's full. So there you go. Another little journey for that tractor now. Well. Looks like we're coming up on headland number 2, finishing up almost. Gotta get around this corner here yet. So I'll be back in a sec. Alright, we got second headland done now. And we have 2 options basically. We can cut this field in half, or we can continue going around in circles. Now with the AI extension, it is possible to continue going around in circles with that. So instead of going up and down the field like a normal hired worker would do, if I hire a worker right now, for example, what will happen is it will continue doing circles like we have done so far. So that's kind of one of the nice things about that. About that particular mod. It does work for some things, and other things not so much. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about it, basically. I think for harvesting it seemed to do really well, but for some other things like seeding, I didn't like the way it worked too well. At least with a small seeder. Maybe with a bigger one it'd be fine, but not with a small one. So there we go. Anyways, I don't know. Can I put narrow tires on any of these tractors that I have? Which ones do we have? We have this one, I think it is. No, this one. Nope. This one. Do we have wheel options? Rear twins. Wide tires? No. We also have the regular New Holland 8340. Can I put narrow tires in that one? Wide. Just wide. Okay. And then the Oliver. I don't think we can put ones in that one either, but we're going to check here real quick. Oliver wheel setup, rear twins. No. And we also have the case. Should have checked that one back when I was back here before. Wide. No. So I don't think I have any tires. I don't have any tractors that can put narrow tires on it, which is kind of funny actually. Anyways, let's do a little bit of arranging here because apparently I haven't done any of this yet. I just resetted things and just left them there apparently. So we use the Oliver because it's here and it's a cool tractor. There we go. It looks so small. Like, it looks like my head is like right at the top, like I'm a super tall person or something. And I don't know how it got this dirty on the inside, but apparently it does. This is one of those tractors you look at from the outside, not from the inside, I guess. Alright, there we go. Put this back. So someone suggested that we do a big corn harvest, and we can do that. I have not planted any corn yet, which is why we're not doing it today. But we can do that in the future. Put this over here. There we go. Let's grab the next implement there. Because I think we have a couple other ones. I left the front loader there because I was taking a screenshot. That's why it's there, if you're wondering. Alright, let's pick up the tedder here. Let's just put this back over there too. Actually, this little tractor would be good for tedding. Tedding and raking, actually. Assuming it can attach the rake. Let's put this over on this side with the haymaking equipment. What was that? A big bump there, jeez. Alright, put it over here, put it in the middle. In the back here. I don't know how to Cuisinnet, I think is how you pronounce it. Or Quonset? Quonset, I think maybe is the right word. White word for this particular building. It's I think it's Quonset. Quonoset. Something along those lines. I can't remember. I looked it up. Some people left in the comments like what the actual name of that thing was. I think it's something with it's like Quinonset or something. I think that's what it is. I forget how to pronounce it properly. Actually, I looked up how to pronounce it as well. But obviously I forget, but it's Quinoset or Quonset. Quinoset, I think. Something along those lines. Helper D is blocked. Which one is blocked? This one, I guess. Now is the combine blocked too? Yes, the combine is blocked because this guy is not moving. Fences. Gotta love them. Let's move this out of the way here. Set him up till he drives the course again. And then I'm going to set him to just drive now, and he'll just go back to wherever he wants to go basically now. It's that one little side right there. And that's seems to be always where we get full. So as you can see, the combine is doing his thing. And he's doing alright. He's not making too many mistakes yet. So the hard worker, the AI vehicle extension does work well for some things. In this scenario, this is probably better than courseplay on this type of field, just because the shape of it. You could do courseplay would work for for the headland part, and it would probably miss a little bit, but not a lot, honestly. But for this, it seems to be doing all right. So, anyways, folks, let's go ahead and finish putting these things away first before we close the episode up. We're gonna need this in a second, but we'll take it over here anyways. Let's make that's seeding equipment apparently, and that's haymaking. So let's put some of the cultivation stuff in this one over here. Why not? It's funny, these types of tractors like this one are like this. I don't know how old this one is or what year the Oliver is from, but I want to say it's in the 60s maybe. 60s or 70s, just from the look of it. If I had to guess, it reminds me of my in-laws' tractors that they have. They have old John Deere tractors. Not old, but I guess they are old now. So I'm talking like 1970s. So I guess that's old. But they work well still. And they're easy to fix in comparison to some of the newer ones you have out these days. Because the new ones, basically, you can't fix them half the time yourself. You need like an engineer to do it, to help you. Alright. Look up to this last piece. I think this tractor will be okay to lift it. Just the front end it a little bit. Wow, that plow is way bigger than this tractor. It doesn't seem to have a problem. I'm kind of surprised, actually. I thought it would have a problem lifting this, but it seems to be doing not too bad, actually. That is quite surprising. We'll be curious to see whether the AI vehicle extension can work with a plow like this. That would be kind of curious to see. Maybe it will. Who knows? I'll definitely give it a go. Alright, let's back this up in here. Lower that down this time. There we go. And we can just leave this Oliver in here for the time being. And let's hop over to this guy. We'll put this guy in group 3 because he's the one with a front loader. Do a little bit of yard work here. Start cleaning up the yard. Now as you can see, the grass has grown again because with the growth manager, basically everything grows in one night. And like I said before, you can change it if you wish. There we go. Grab that. Keep going forward a little bit. Grab that. There we go. Let's get this out of here for the time being. Put this in the haymaking area. And let's turn the forks down so we don't pierce anybody. There we go. Let's back this up in here. Like so. Not too bad. It's all about going slow, but it's so hard to do sometimes. There we go. Leave that like that. And apparently this tractor is in the way again. Don't know what I was doing there. It's bizarre. Put this tractor in group 1. What has a combine done? I don't know why it backed up that far, but apparently it decided that was the right thing to do. Again, this is why I don't understand AI extension sometimes. Sometimes it works perfectly fine. Other times it's like, doesn't like it at all. It's really bizarre. Anyways, folks, that'll be it for me for today. Hope you enjoy this episode of Counterline. My name's Iain Robson, and if you enjoy, why don't you go ahead and hit that subscribe button for some more Counterline. Catch you guys later.